Good morning everybody. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the little bell. Videos every Tuesday and Friday, and at the moment we are doing videos on the Sunday. In today's video, what we're doing, we are taking the sheet off the first cut clamp for the first time. So the second and third cut clamp is over here. Like I said the other day, we took the sheet off completely. We've already done that job. We had to do it yesterday because Dad didn't have anything to grab. So we've done that, and we've taken the top off as well. So we forked the top off into the bucket and tipped it in the midden. A little bit of waste at the back where we couldn't get the scraper tractor to roll. And I say we, where Dad couldn't get the scraper tractor to roll because he was on it. So these lads have already started. We're taking the tyres off the front, and they're nice and wet, which lads love. So we're taking up tyres off the front here, and I am going to guess at the front here we are going to have a lot of waste, because if you don't remember, although this year about June, July-ish time I think, we had the cows come into here and they completely ruined the front of it. So we had to open it all up, cut it back and put the sheet back on again. So we had to take the front off, and where cows had peed and pooed, yeah, take that, tip it into the things. Cheers, Will. There we go, starts now. So cows got in because someone left the gate open. We're not naming names here. And I reckon there's going to be a lot of mould and lots of waste, because what we would have done, we would have put air in the front of here and it would become gooey and horrible. Touch wood, we won't have that problem, but I'm pretty sure we will, because you can never get the sheet back on as well as you would have to start with, because it would have been nice and flush. You get any air under that sheet and that is where you get the mould, and it's going to grow. So we're going to have to fork a load off and put it into the midden, which is a waste, which is a cost, because we're going to spread it on the fields at the end of the year. We have a few questions for Henry and Will as well. I've saved those questions on my phone, and what we'll do whilst we're cracking on with this, we'll ask the questions and stuff about ag college and stuff like that. But let's get these tyres off and see what's under the sheet to start with. Fingers crossed it's not too bad, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be bad. Tyres are off. Henry got a bit wet a couple of times. As you can see, he's learning that tyres are horrible in the winter and cold, but it's not that cold today, it's quite nice. What we're doing is now, Will is cutting the sheet off. So some of this sheet is absolutely I don't know if he's some of this sheet is not good. So what Will's doing is just going to cut it off, and then we're just going to start afresh, and then we'll end up rolling it later on, because the front just got hammered and we did use bits of the sheet. You'll see that I've not gone as far this side as I did this side, because what we're doing is, what I'm trying to do is to get a nice clean face and a straight edge. So when the cows did get in, obviously I had to take more away than I did somewhere else. Will's just taking it back now. I've not got the best hope for this because of what I could feel underneath taking these tyres off. Will, how's it looking?
Yeah, same as any.
Same as any, but it's not worse. I've got a feeling that this corner's, like I say, this bit here at the front is going to be really mouldy. So we might end up even getting the grab to cutting it off, or we might use forks. There's 3 of us, so we can smash it. What we'll do now is Will passes that corner, and then we'll pull it down and we'll see what's underneath. Fingers crossed it's good. Haven't got the biggest hope. Hopefully it will be good stuff. We will get this analyzed, whatever the word is, from analysed. That's why he goes to Harper, because he knows. Maisco, did you know that? Yeah, he would have got it. I went to the RAC. The RAC and Harper are actually 2 rival universities. So the place that I went to for 2 years, but you went to 4, so you kind of beat me on the whole job as well. And you might get a degree at the end of the day as well. So we'll get into that in a different story. But yeah, right, okay, let's pull this out and see what we get. Will passes that corner. Oh, that looks horrible. That's the first sheet we'll do is pull it in front of this end. Like that, go that way. This doesn't look good. That is not nice. Oh, nice. Yes. That is awful. It's black, it's gooey, there's mould on the front of it. This dark stuff, cows aren't going to eat that, that's a waste. That is just an absolute nightmare. You can see where I got the shear grab and tried to clean the front off, but there's just, oxygen's got in there, air's got into there, and it's made it mould. That ain't going to make good stuff, is it, Will? No. That is horrible. That is how important it is to shut the gate and not let cows get in there. I made it as tight as I could when I did it, but yeah, that's rotten. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to clean the front off, and look at how bad that is. Might have to get the shear grab and do it instead of using forks. Could be it all bloody day with a fork. And I think the shear grab might be a better solution. We'll have a look. We'll have a look inside and we'll dig it through and see what we can find. But yeah, I'm not happy with that. I knew it was gonna be bad, but that, look at the corner there. At the top, it doesn't seem too bad there. But that's kind of clutching at straws. That is not good silo at all. It should be better when we get past this point. It should be better when we get into it, but this face is just up there with the worst. This is the worst silo we've ever made, which I've been here. So that's, as in the front of it, when we probably get into it, it'll be a lot better. But the front of that is probably the worst I've ever seen. Great. So fortunately, when Will put his fork in and we'd taken about 2 inches, would you say 2 inches off?
Yeah.
Little bit off, we are getting to good silo and it's not looking too bad. Just have a fork through there, will you, Will, for me? Thank you very much. And obviously there's a bit of mould on the top there, but it's getting good stuff. Instead of getting the shear grab, which would take quite a lot out, and silo being very scarce this year, it's quite expensive this year, isn't it, Will? Yeah. So what we're going to look at doing is forking it all. There's 3 of us, so we'll be able to smash it off really easily. And the other job we're going to do is we're going to ask these lads a couple of questions that were put in the last video about ag college life. Okay, so first question we're going to ask to Henry to Roger Wilson. Henry, so it's to Will and Henry, but we're going to ask Henry. Will and Henry, what are they majoring or studying at university? Henry's at college, and where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is from Roger Wilson. So what are you majoring? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I'm doing ag engineering, and in 5 years hope to go into the family business.
So yeah, you're away from, you're actually not in the ag industry as much, are you? You're not farming, are you? So you're into fabrications, buildings, all that kind of stuff. Should we give a shout out? So his family business is Warings. They put buildings up, so you look at it going to that. That's easy enough. Second question from George Mason to Henry. Would you recommend MySco? I'm thinking of going. And it says something at the end.
It's brilliant for a load of things, especially ag. Quite a big campus, and I personally enjoy the boarding side of it a lot as well. So I've met a lot of my mates through that.
Bang, look at that. That's someone who enjoys college. Whilst we're here, Will, would you recommend Harper?
Yeah.
Whilst we're doing?
Yeah, not even a question. Not even a thought.
Love Harper.
Yeah.
Good uni. You like drinking?
Like drinking.
Rugby?
Yeah.
Did pretty well.
That's it.
And the campus life is a proper life, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
proper student uni life.
It's for proper farmers more than anything. Like.
I feel like you're having a shot at my place.
We're
here.
having a shot anyway.
Proper farmers and proper farm workers. So here we've got 2 lads, MySco and Harper, and they both would recommend it. Both recommend ag universities. So good question by George. So this is coming out quite nicely. Will's just going to tip that load. So we've got 1 load off, and then we're going to do this corner and that corner. We have another question for Henry whilst Will cracks on with that one. Did you boys ever doubt your choice before starting work? Did you ever doubt your choice, Will?
Not really. Only maybe change my mind on what I want to do, but I think that's just normal.
Yeah, so Will's just saying he just kind of didn't know what he wanted to do probably at the start, but no one does, do they?
Initially it was farm management, and then it's just sort of varying from that it sort of changes every morning I wake up.
Ha!
I don't really know. I don't think you should know when you're leaving school anyway.
No.
I think you go and get qualifications
Yeah.
post school, and then you just
Get qualifications, see what leads into doors open, don't they?
That's it, and that's all. That's all. Post school is opening doors for yourself.
Yeah. So, and to you, Henry, did you boys ever doubt a choice before starting work?
No, just thought it'd be good to get some experience under my belt.
Yeah. And we were talking in the parlour with Henry. You get all your tickets through MySco as well. So he's getting all his like manual handling tickets, how to pick up something. We get your load-all ticket later on in.
Little tractor one.
Yeah, tractor ticket, all that kind of good stuff. Did Harper put you through any?
Foundation we do.
What did they put you through?
On the foundation course, you get an option of 2, so you can do your PA ones and all the spray and stuff.
Right. So, Will, if you can't hear that, in your foundation ag course. Oh, so your course you don't. Discounted price. They'll do it at a very good price for them. But if you go on the foundation, they will give you. They'll do 2 free courses. So your PA, your spraying course, or your HGV or anything. Not HGV, sorry. Yeah, all your kind of load-all courses. Good question. Oh, that question was from Belle the cow. I don't think that's a real person. I think it's a cow. Right, tip that. We'll go to the next. While Will takes that one, you can kind of see it's looking a lot better already, just taking that top off, taking the edge off as best as we can. Asbestos we can. I always say that wrong. And yeah, so it's actually looking all right. And this corner's not looking too bad as well, where Will was just kind of doing. And I think it's going to be 2 buckets loads, and we might actually get this looking all right. It might be a bit smelly to start with, but we are taking a lot of the black stuff. And like I say, under that, no problems under that. The only problem is a little bit damp, so what we'll do is we'll mix it, like we've got a bit left there, so we'll mix it with a bit of silo we've got there. We will get Helen to look at it, and we'll have a chat with Helen again, and I won't interrupt her as much this time. Second load, and we are with Will this time. Henry's over there cracking on, being busy, hands are out his pockets, don't worry about it. Someone mentioned it in one of the comment sections, sorry. So this is from JF. Question for Will at Harper: best pub in Newport? Pheasant, Barley, Swan, Aussies, Bridge, or New Inn? P.S. Realmies are better than Arctics. I think this is a Harper, Agrix, whatever. I think this is a Harper little kind of in joke, isn't it? No one cares. Yeah. No one likes Harper anyway. It's rubbish. Yeah, so best pub.
I'd go Aussies without even thinking about it again.
Why is it good? This is from someone who's never ever been to Harper in his life.
It's just a unique sort of a setup, really. it's a sports bar. First year, you're not. I suppose code of conduct is you're not allowed in there.
Oh really?
Wow.
Yeah.
And sort of as you progress through the years, you're allowed in on a Monday and a Wednesday, and
right. Okay. Are these uni bars?
No, they're just the bars in town.
Bars in town, right?
But
Okay.
you have a few beverages there before you go and hit the nightclub, which is Central Square, but you can't really say its student name on camera.
Oh right. Okay. So how many nightclubs you got at Harper?
Well, there's SU if you count that, which is a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And then on a Monday night we go out into Newport, which is our local town.
Yeah.
Where most of us stay in 2nd and 4th year.
Yeah.
And there's one club there, but I think there's about 8 pubs.
I've got good final 2 questions for Will. What we've picked up is from Two Wheel Kicks. Tom, this question is to both of them. Oh, what made you want to get in agriculture? We know Henry's going into the family business, putting sheds up. Will, what made you get into the industry?
Oh, well, we've got a family farm on my mum's side. My mum's not a farmer, but...
your uncle is, isn't he?
Yeah, uncle and granddad, was. So I just sort of grew up doing that on a Saturday, and I've never really seen myself doing anything different, to be fair.
No.
I'm not... I don't know, being inside doesn't really suit me so much.
A bit of an outside kind of chap. Right, another question. I think this is about New Zealand. Right, here we go. To Will, from Samuel Maxwell. Is it worth going to New Zealand for a year out for Will?
Yep, definitely.
Boom, easy, look at that. That was straight, no messing.
No, you're really, comfort zones go and break them, they're meant to be broken, all that rhetoric.
Yeah.
Yeah, go and do contracting if you like driving kit, but if you want to be a farmer, go and do dairying, because that's what they do out there.
You were grazing quite a lot, weren't you?
Yeah.
And you were doing so well, you got freaking promoted.
Well, yeah, well, that's it. Again, if you go out there and work hard, you're liable to end up in decent places. And
yeah,
New Zealand's a pretty small place. Like, if you do well at one farm, it doesn't take long for it to sort of spread through the area. And
yeah. And they love They love the farm. They love the New Zealand Friesians over there, don't they?
Yes.
How many? That was a question someone asked, and I can't remember the name. I apologise. How many were you milking there?
340 at our peak.
340, yeah. And all grazing. Nothing came inside.
Yeah, no, they started inside when they were calves, and the only other time they go inside was for milking.
That was it. Yeah. And they all grazed paddocks. Not too many sheds for cows, which is just crazy.
Different. I think we had 4 sheds on the farm. 2 for calves, 1 for machinery, and 1 was a milking shed. So
nuts. Guys, so that is their questions. Thank you very much everyone for putting the questions in. What we're going to do is finish this job off. We've got quite a lot to do. This corner's a little bit horrible, and yeah, we're going to crack on because I can't just keep asking questions and watch these guys work. Let's get this job done, see what the silo's like underneath. It's looking a lot better than we first thought, and fingers crossed it feeds well. Let's get to it. We're getting there now. It's looking a lot better than it first was. We've just got a little bit more to take off here, and obviously we've got this little bit of a front here to take off, clean up. But look how much mould there isn't. So that's not in there at all really. So look, that little bit of mould, it's just on the outskirts. Pick that out there and we'll get into good stuff. So it's not as bad as I first thought, but literally when I took that sheet off, I was thinking this is bad. This is not good at all. Turn my drone off. Currently videoing Will. A little bit more, and then we'll look into it tomorrow. I'll probably grab it tomorrow. We've got to feed the highs tonight. I don't want to feed the highs anything a little bit rotten. There's no point putting this horrible stuff into the trough because the cows won't eat it, and then you'll end up having to put the troughs out, and it just doesn't work. It makes the fresh stuff you put on top, because it's in the bottom, rubbish. So there's just no point in doing it. Yes, some people might say I'd feed some of that. Maybe you would. Maybe you wouldn't, but I definitely wouldn't because it's black and it's horrible and cows won't eat it. Last little bit and we'll get the job done. So this is quite interesting if you're like me and a bit of a loser and find these things interesting. We put a drainage pipe round our clamp all the way around the back, and you can see it here. The end was actually covered up. I've just put some holes in with the fork, and can you see that there? I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. Let's have a look. Let's dig out here. There we go. See that there? That is draining all the water off. So all the rainwater, instead of going round the back and down it, it should come out. Maybe it won't help too much, but it'll help a little bit. It's an old drain pipe that we used to have, and it seems to work because it's running water out, and it should clean it up and make the back end drier. Hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, all that kind of good stuff. Nearly at the end of this job now. We'll grab into it tomorrow, like I said, and we'll see how good it is. We'll probably finish off, tip this, and then we've got them calves to muck out again that we mucked out on Monday, which was Tuesday video. We've got them to scrape out. Obviously we don't have the calf pens to do, but we've still got them to scrape up and bed up. Day 2 of the clamp. We didn't take any yesterday. Well, I might take a little bit of a grab because I just wanted to see what it looked like underneath. So I just fed a little bit to the hives where it was the cleanest. That's just going to take a bit of the corner. So we're just going to go feed over the road. You know, those beefers, dry cows and heifers over the road. Just a crappy little corner that we forked off and might have missed a little bit. So what he's doing is now he's just going to chew into it and just put it in the feeder for over the road because they'll eat it. You don't want to give it to your milk cows, but heifers will eat it. Going through here, and then look at that, that's not too bad at all. A little bit wet. Thinking about it last night, chatting to Dad, the last load that we did of this silage in the first cut, we actually mowed at 10 o'clock and picked it up at 5:30 in the morning, so I had no chance to wilt or dry up. It's always going to be a bit wet, so it'll be interesting in about a month to see when we get a day or two back how much it's changed. I reckon we're going to have a coating of layer of that last field that we did of kind of damp stuff, and underneath should be nice and dry. We're going to take a couple of grabs and then we'll have a chat with Dad and finish this video off. Henry's here. Obviously he's got to smell it. What does it smell like? Grass, fermented grass.
So like that. Very wet on the front edge, because of the juice that's come out. The last field we cut was only mown for 8 hours.
Yeah, I just said that. Yeah, we thought about it last night.
To be honest with you, a lot of this water is come through from the clamp. It's just run out, and it's rained on it all night. It's poured down on it.
We did that issue when cows got in.
Yeah.
When we opened it yesterday, me, Will, and Henry, it was a mess. But it was amazing underneath how good it was. You know, we were just taking, like I say, just like 2 inches off.
Once you let air back into it, it's going to rot, and it's sealed itself. The acid is already fermented, so the acid will be there, and it's just held itself. It's just got that thin layer of a crust. As soon as we get back to where the cows haven't been, I think you'll find it's clean enough, especially with all the tyres on. Yeah. But the difference is with this silo, this isn't as wet as you think. It looks very wet, but when you get to the bottom bit, even though it's at the bottom, there's just moisture coming out, and I'm squeezing that as hard as I can. So that's with the rain as well, and it's not sharp, it's not acid, it'll be alright. And there's a lot more leaf in this, it's a lot younger grasses. It'll be interesting to see how this analyses.
Yeah, like I said, we'll probably analyse it after New Year now.
Yeah. Once we get into a proper face, let's get the face away. But what we're going to do is introduce this slowly to all the stock, rather than go off the very dry second cuts we made into this first cut. The worst part is in this first bay, and then 95% of it, 90% of it is going to be a very higher dry matter than we've got here. I think this will analyse quite well.
It's chopped a lot finer, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
look at that, it's chopped.
It is. It's not. It's the first chop. It's leafier. There's not as much stalk. I don't see any seed heads at all in this little bit I've picked out. And this is. I'm trying to get the best of the worst, if you want to know what I mean, to know what we're going to get in the future.
I was saying we'll probably have a top. Sorry to dry. Yeah. We'll have a top of that first cut, won't we? And then it'll get drier and drier as we get into it.
It will. It'll get drier quite considerably, because we had it down for 36 hours in a good dry time, and when they did start chopping, we were aware of the fact that it was going to rain. The rain was coming in, so we just kept going.
Friday, wasn't it?
Yeah, we worked all night. Yeah. We worked all night. Anyway, let's see how it does. I think this, mixed with the very high dry matter we have, particularly over at the other farm and our second cut stroke third cut here, it'll blend in well. Yeah. And cows won't drink as much water after they've had a belly full.
Saving on water costs.
Saving on water. And I think the quality will be higher. Be interesting to see. Dry matter here, I'm not worried about it at the moment, because it's going to be like 25%, 75%, few days, 50-50, then go 25% to second cut, 75% to the first cut.
Good percentage of grabs of silo.
Yeah, grabs of weight.
Yeah, so every 3 grabs you'll do one of these, and then you'll go 1 and 1, and then...
The weights will vary. It won't be feeding 2 tons to the cows, we may be feeding nearly 3 tons, because this is going to be a heavier stuff. But I'm reckoning when we get into it, it's going to be over 25% dry matter. I hope so. We won't have this water issue. It could be pretty good stuff, this.
Let's find out. We'll get back to it middle of January, late January.
And we'll see how the cows respond to it. Milk cows will show us. Just at the moment we're tidying up, we're feeding it to our young stock and also the dry cows, and let them eat their way into it. But we're just gonna bring them onto it slowly. We're not going to force it on. And the advantage with the drier silo, particularly where we are, where we got a lot of bedding, the poo drier, cows stiff them up, so we're not making as much slurry, and the beds will keep drier. So it's important they get a fair amount of the dry stuff, which is all over there anyway, so they actually don't make as much mess on the beds. Right. It all helps.
There we go, we have opened the clamp. We have asked questions to Henry and Will. Really like those questions, they're great questions. Thank you for Will answering it and being on there, of course. And Henry's off today. He'll be back in tomorrow. Someone mentioned about him driving the tractor. He drove it a little bit yesterday. He'll be driving a bit tomorrow and next week. We'll get him driving it. We could do a video on it because it'd be funny to watch him crash. Don't tell Dad. He works for a building company, so they put a new building up. Look at that.
They knocks the right one down.
They can sponsor a video, and we'll let them put a shed up on the farm. Right guys, thank you very much for watching the video. We're going to go feed up over the road and move some cows about. Please give it a thumbs up. Really does help when you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I hope you liked the video. We'll see you on Sunday with my dad's question answered. Not going to do them all, and I might do them every Sunday to try and answer all the questions, and just like 3 or 4 a Sunday. That's what we'll try and do, and just kind of do it like that. Guys, thank you very much. See you in a bit. See you later.